You have to go back along not only this life that you're in, but all of the previous incarnations that you've been in. Hey, welcome back, everybody. My name is Todd Ronan, and I'm joined with the world famous Daniel Lakstins. Hey, Daniel, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing fantastic. How's it going, Ronan?
It's going great. I'm glad I was able to catch up with you. I know you've been busy. I know you've been working on a lot of different projects.
Well, yeah, it's been a really interesting ride, and but things keep opening up. I always, or what I found is that sometimes when you're thinking, "Am I going to manifest something? What's going on?" When you see a doorway or a window or whatever it is that opens, sometimes you have to walk through it. Yeah, I did that recently, so that's cool.
I'm also trying to work on some manifestation techniques and some understanding what our limits are in our life and how to rewrite those contracts. So, it's always a soul journey for me. And I've been busy actually I'm writing a book, I'm writing more classes. My remote viewing classes are going to begin again in September. But also in September, I'm going to be launching a few more courses that people can download for themselves and go at their own pace to help with their healing, help with their telepathy, and help with a couple other different things. And it should be kind of a new journey for me as well.
I love it that you come up with these. To have a coach, to have someone there that's guiding you is just a wonderful thing to have.
My goal is really in making people better remote viewers, tapping into your own unconscious awareness, tapping into the matrix, and finding out where's your drift? Where are you going to go? Which direction? What lane are you going to be in order to have happiness? And that experience happened a little bit to you. So, are you able to share where you're at, why you're not in your office right now?
I knew my mother was going to die soon. I had been flying back and forth to Indiana for over a year, helping out with the family and trying to sell off, their belongings so they could afford to be in the memory care facility that was very expensive, like 12,000 a month. My wife wanted to go on a different journey. My brothers and I pulled my father out of the nursing home because we couldn't have him waking up there without my mom. So for the past 10 months, I've been watching my dad. And financially, I wasn't surviving. It was just tough. I'm a master at law of attraction, but I just felt like I was in quicksand and things were not happening. But right now, it's like, yeah, they said that I could make up to $100,000 within the next by either Thanksgiving or Christmas, and I'm like, yay! Things are, yeah, and I'm starting to feel better because when you're watching someone with dementia, you get brain fog, and you get it's just tough. It was tough. So I'm starting. So one week I've been in Texas again, and I'm starting to feel happier and happier, and that's what I needed. Can't manifest if you're upset and sad all the time, right? You gotta manifest. You're just gonna manifest that. I want to manifest happy, happy, happy.
It's hard when we're trying to manifest for ourselves because we do have some guilt. So I was able to help you along with opening up that doorway, giving you that light in order to let that sort of beacon shine through. And it was something you were able to follow. But I will say, when you're helping other people attract wealth and abundance, you have that come back to you as well. We get stuck in our own level of manifestation, and even great masters get stuck in their level of manifestation, and you need someone to give you a kick. And I was able to hopefully provide that for you and set you on a path of financial abundance, which is what you were looking for.
Yeah, it was. Thank you so much, Ronan. That was awesome. Yeah, I didn't mention I was being subtle, but yeah, Ronan was a big help. And if you there, surround yourself with amazing people like Ronan, and you'll see your life open up. There's different doorways that open up, and sometimes we just don't see them, but we have to have our eyes. And sometimes they're masked. You'll think that, oh, that doesn't look right, and it's actually the right one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
You're
this journey
amazing.
that we're on, this incarnation that we're on, we create hurdles for ourselves and roadblocks in order to grow. And we get stuck at those roadblocks and frustrated and beat ourselves down, but they're all always often there so that you can be a better person and have more growth because of it. And a lot of people fail that test, but you've set it up for yourself in your soul contract before you came down here and you just forgot.
Ronan. we can break those contracts, right?
You can rewrite the contracts. It's difficult. And what I'm doing now in another course, one of the books I'm writing is called Awakening Self-Healing. And it's that journey that you all go on throughout the rest of your life to become a better, rounded, more individual. And we're not using enough of our unconscious mind. We're not using enough of our power as gods. And we as humans probably use like 12 to 13% of our brain capacity, but it's limitless. I mean, you have the ability as a master manifester of limitless power and energy and abundance.
Well, what prevents people from actually feeling that limitless power?
A lot of times it's guilt. A lot of times it's survivorship guilt. And what I'm finding is that you have to go back along not only this life that you're in, but all of the previous incarnations that you've been in to retract the energy that you left there. So any trauma that you experience in a past life, you dropped an emotional anchor bomb and it got stuck there. And so you and me, we all have anchor points that we drop the motion there. And that resonates out. You know, it's a ripple effect that resonates out to your ancestors and the people around you. And you have like forgiveness issues surrounding that. So I've created a new process, which is soul retrieval. We go back through your past lives and understand where you left those pain points. How could we release them? How can we let go of that burden? And when you let go of the burdens from 8,000 years of past lives, this takes like a multiple sessions to go through. We can go through like 1,500, 2,000 years in one session, typically. We release those burdens and then the anchors are gone. Those blocks that we have weighing us down are gone in this lifetime, are gone in past lifetimes. And then you're free to springboard like Daniel, like other people, like the successful people around you.
Yeah, imagine how successful we are when we do our shadow work. Imagine doing shadow work within past lives.
It's a new process, a new technique that I've come up with, and it's through meditation, and it's through the last probably couple of months I've been looking inside to find out what are people lacking, what is my training lacking, how can I make remote viewing, how can I make the temporal awareness perception process remote viewing better. And unlike other trainers, my classes are always new. They're always fresh. I always make it unique. But I found it's a high price point for a lot of people. And so I wanted to make something a little bit more accessible to people so they could do these processes on themselves. Because my time is important and I don't have a lot of time to spend with everybody individually. But if I can make the class and allow people to download it and watch it and go through the worksheets at their own pace, then I think that's going to help a lot more people. And particularly, it's going to help you unshackle yourself from, you know, those anchor points of emotional trauma in your past.
In your life, you want to help your family, you want to help yourself, but you don't help yourself if you can't help others. So you have to help yourself first, and then you want to help others. And family is like first. That's kind of like your assignment. And then after that, you're going to run into those people that you're guided to through the universal consciousness. And so, but how can you duplicate yourself to a level that you can impact more people, thousands and thousands and thousands of people? And I think that you figured out a way that you can really truly impact thousands and thousands of people in such a way that you can really truly benefit them.
I want to make sure that I can multiply myself and I can multiply my teaching so that it's accessible to more people. And I know, like I said, I want to make it very accessible to people, but still show you the value that it has. And I don't think there's anything else out there like it. As I continue to grow my manifestation group and I continue to grow the ability to tap into my own unconscious powers as a temporal awareness perception remote viewer and as a psychic, I want to open myself up to more, you know, opportunities and more classes, and it'll allow me to give more of my time to other people. It's really extensive. You know, I was going through it. I had a session this morning with a friend of mine, and we went through like 6,000 years of trauma that he's had bottled up. And we looked at many, many lives that he had, many impacts, many of the traumas that he pulled from those lives. And then we were able to release it. And so it's a soul expansive process. And when you can release those traumas, now you're able to use 20, 30, 40% of your brain power to actualize what it is that you want. And we create trigger points in that meditation. It's almost like a counseling session that I go through, but you see it, I see it, and I can tell you what happened in those past lives.
As you gain that power back, and basically there's a lot of energy that your mind is like distracted from because of whatever trauma that happened to you when you were a kid. Well, you get that energy back. We hear about that in shadow work. And then what you're doing, though, is going back and grabbing energy that goes back through time. I mean, multiple years of time of things. And just think of this, too. I mean, the younger you are, the less you know. So the more mistakes you're going to make. And people in the past, they didn't know any better. I mean, shoot, this planet was full of slavery just over 100 years ago. It's insane that the human race would even think that low, but we all thought it was just normal. The human race thought certain things was okay or normal. So imagine some of the bad things that you feel guilty about. If we can go back in the past, that's incredible. How much your subconscious mind is not even contemplating or thinking of any of those things anymore. Now you can focus all of your energy and attention on your desired manifestation. Incredible, Ronan.
Your conscious mind has forgotten all those things, but you have soul trauma PTSD from all those impacts, and that being a servitor, that being a slave, that being someone who inflicted pain on other people. We all have those in our past life. And if you go back over 200-300 lifetimes, and it's going to take a couple of different sessions to go through those, but we look and we rebalance that soul essence that you have, and we take out those impact events and we reframe them and we transmute them and we remove them. So you're no longer tipping to that point of feeling that trauma, because we've healed it and now it doesn't affect you. And people don't even understand how much PTSD in their soul they have. But think about that. I mean, just this lifetime, how much trauma have you had? Well, multiply that times 3, 4, 5, 600 different lifetimes. Now you're talking about something that is nearly impossible to untether and untangle without this, new and advanced method that I pioneered. So there's amazing things, and I'm excited about the new process. And it just goes to show you what you can do when you sit and become introspective and look and see, what can I do to provide a better service for people? What can I do to help untangle and help people in a better way? And this is how that process came out.
That's awesome, Ronan.
What would you say was your shining beacon that really shifted the balance or shifted the pivot point for you in order to have that come to your reality?
Right now, I mean, I have to. I was used to making like 30 to 40,000 a month, and then I kind of blew myself up, so to speak. It all happens, but there's a lot of rhythm. The law of rhythm allows for change, for expansion of who you are, your soul, what have you. And so, yeah, I went through an expansion situation, because you can be angry with the cards you get, but don't forget, you got contracts and certain things. So no, I mean, I'm not ready to answer that question exactly, because I still have some responsibility, and I haven't. We'll see how the road unfolds for me down the road here. But I know that this is an opportunity that I can make the kind of money that's necessary that I used to make. I'm not giving up my responsibility for my family, and I'll figure out a path to take care of that too down the road. But yeah, no, it's a hard question to answer for me right now, Ronan.
Well, I didn't think it was a simple answer, but I was wondering if you could provide it. So I'll answer in a short nut that I gave to you, and I hope people will find this helpful to themselves. Look at the door that you think that you want, and look at the door that is open to you. And you might not necessarily fit through the door that you want, but look at the door that's open to you and take that and embrace that and jump into that wholeheartedly and allow what is to come to come.
I explain it as you're crossing a river or a major stream. It's a pretty good distance. And as you're stepping across the stream, you'll see a dry rock or, nice little rock to jump on. And it's scary at first because, it's a rushing stream. There's water everywhere and you jump on that one. And then once you're like a quarter of the way across, you look back and everything that you touched in the past is covered in water now. You can't go back, but you have to trust that another stone is going to open up and dry up for you to jump on next. And so, and that's been my whole life. It's always happened that way. It will open up to you, but sometimes you have to take what you don't necessarily want along the path to get what you really want. So when you're going to manifest big, when you choose to manifest big, something crazy can happen in your life because you're going to shift. And when you shift, the fastest path sometimes is to destroy your whole world, meaning the one, you can lose the love of your life. Just know this, in the end, your manifestation is going to be there. The larger the manifestation, the heavier the challenges can be. But just hold on and remember that you've got friends and people that love you, and you got Ronan and me. We got your back.
That's right. Hey, it's good catching up with you, Daniel. Thank you very much. I wish you abundance and success and manifestation powers beyond your wildest dreams on your journey. And I wish that to all of you out there. It's good seeing you again, man.
It's good seeing you, and blessings for all y'all.
Look to Ultimate Reality Surfing for Daniel Lakstins on YouTube, and go to ultimaterealitysurfing.com to find out more about Daniel and his project.